My namaste to all the organizers and panelists and all the participants. You able to hear me clearly? Because
Yes, yes, Ravi Kumar.
first I pay respects to the Mother Nature. I pay respects to the Dharma, the laws of the nature. I pay respects to all the beings who are contributing to protect the Mother Nature. I am requested to give a small talk on the Dharma taught and practiced by the Buddha, including Vipassana meditation, that transforms the mind to be compassionate, which in turn makes actions benevolent and environment friendly. The Buddha said in Dhammapada, what we are is the result of what we have thought. Is built by our thoughts, is made up of our thoughts. If one speaks or acts with an impure thought, suffering follows one. Like the wheel of the cart follows the foot of the ox. What we are is the result of what we have thought. Is built by our thoughts, is made up of our thoughts. If one speaks or acts with a pure thought, happiness follows one like a shadow that never leaves. So it is based on our good thoughts and bad thoughts initially, he said in Dhammapada. We say manasa, vacha, karmana. Karmana in the context of tackling climate change. Scientists, the governments, agencies, various groups and individuals take necessary physical steps to solve the global warming, water shortage, waste disposal, air pollution, loss of biodiversity, marine pollution, food scarcity, floods, forest fires, intense storms, etc. Vacha in this context of tackling climate change, one talks about the changes individuals can make or the groups or countries can make. You can make your voice heard. We have discussions, conferences, make agreements like Paris Agreement, etc. Vacha and Karmana come under taking physical steps. Tackling climate change at a gross level, that is at Vacha and Karmana, is very well needed. Manasa, at the mental level, in this context of tackling climate change, we all may have very good intentions to protect our Mother Nature. These intentions are the mental formations called samskaras in the mind. The main intention should be healthy nature. We have to examine our minds deeply to correct ourselves at the roots level, to have this intention of healthy nature. Our human behavior is the cause for the climate change, such as this global warming, air pollution, that is emission of greenhouse gases, CO2 and methane, forest losses, drought, insect outbreaks, etc. Human behavior is the sum of wholesome and unwholesome mental states, which are formed as mental habit patterns. Here I have to repeat again, human behavior is the sum of wholesome and unwholesome mental states, which are formed as mental habit patterns. If wholesome mental habit patterns are there, very good. These will control and reverse climate change. Human behavior formed by the lead of the unwholesome mental habit patterns. Human behavior formed by the lead of the unwholesome mental habit patterns. This is the reason for the climate change. It is very difficult to break these unwholesome mental habit patterns, even though we attempt to tackle climate change at a very, very gross levels. Unwholesome mental habit patterns contribute to the destruction of nature. It is the sum of all the human beings. Unwholesome mental habit patterns in the world contributed to this climate change, and still that contribution is on. Thus, climate change is not under control. These unwholesome mental habit patterns have to be broken at gross levels, that is, at physical levels by ethical conduct, subtle levels, that is, in the mental levels by mental discipline, and at the subtlest levels, that is, at root levels of the mind by wisdom. How to break these unwholesome mental habit patterns at the gross levels, that is, at physical levels by ethical conduct? By practicing morality or ethics. Those are right speech, right actions, and right livelihood. Right speech. Being truthful to ourselves, that is, this climate change is genuinely global, seriously intergenerational, and applies to all species. Acknowledge the facts, realize the urgency. Why is this very important now and all the time? Some of our friends have climate change denial disorder. Some of our beloved lawmakers read the scientific articles on climate change and they said they do not believe it. Why? Because science is the profession of scientists, but not their science. Because science is the profession of scientists, but not their hobby. A beloved member of the science, space, and technology said that after melting the ice cubes in the glass of water, water level did not rise and overflow. Thus, he said that sea levels would not rise. He did not realize the ice on the land is also melting. Some beloved lawmaker says that let the coming generations face it. Why now? Some beloved lawmakers say that these scientific findings are scary tactics, and they wanted model analysis and physical demonstrations. Arey bhai, the facts do not change whether one believes it or not. Ecosystem is becoming imbalanced. We have to maintain the balance between the consumption of natural resources and their natural regeneration. We are committed to the truths and speak the truths. Then there can be ethical debates, agreements. At the individual level, make your voice heard by those in power. Science is a serious subject. It brings challenges, also brings fun and happiness. Now coming to right actions. Why right action is necessary? You know, halting of climate change has been clear for 30 years. And despite earnest efforts we have made, essentially no progress toward reaching it. The actions have to be at personal level, groups levels, and country levels. Cut consumptions and waste, etc. The most reasonable minimum thing individual one can do in a climate crisis is to shave one's head to reduce water consumption, to avoid plastic hair combs, and to avoid energy wasting hair dryers. Yet national levels, concrete, realistic plans, its implementation in action to be seen, like reducing emissions, saving energy, act against forest loss, etc. Now coming to right livelihood, the livelihood that causes no suffering to sentient beings, that is to avoid wrong livelihood. In a way, not to trade in weapons, living beings, meat, alcoholic drinks, and poison. Right livelihood with respect to climate change, or the right livelihood that deals with solar energy industry works, wind turbine service works, atmospheric and space related works, soil and plants related works, environmental science and protection works, health related works, also other works related to tackling climate change such as rising seas, intensifying wildfires, worsening extreme weathers, and protect coastal communities from floodwaters, IT related works, etc. Writers, scientists, engineers, doctors, lawyers, community organizers, union leaders, teachers, elected officials, farmers, business owners, chefs, designers, urban planners, architects, spiritual leaders, artists, etc., will have to contribute to solve these climate changes. Some percentage of the people around us still laugh at this climate change. Climate change is not a laughing matter, but sometimes you have to laugh at your pains to get to solutions and to work along with the ignorance. We have to mobilize communities and bring people's movements for environmental protection and global solutions. Here, I like to say one thing good about the global warming. It will end racial differences, as all human beings will have almost similar skin due to the heat. So by this right speech, right actions, and right livelihood, physically we stop the climate change and reverse the process for the good of all. How to break these unwholesome mental habit patterns at subtle levels, that is in the mental levels, by mental discipline to tackle this climate change. By practicing mental discipline of right effort, right awareness, and right concentration. Right effort. How by right effort we break these unwholesome mental habit patterns which contribute to climate change? Persistently, we work towards achieving the goals of stopping climate change and reverse the process. All efforts have to be in this direction primarily. For mindful and unwholesome behavior, we have to exert to reverse and remedy the degradation of our environment. May there be no wars in the future. Economically, may all the countries save from all wasteful, useless expenditure. Stop the production of weapons. Status quo on all international border disputes for the next 30 years. All of us, all countries unitedly work in consensus tackling this climate change. This is a right effort connected with tackling climate change. But sometimes you do nothing and let the nature heal itself. This also works as mostly we are not interfering with the nature by limiting our aspirations. The example is we have observed during lockdowns, during this pandemic, nature started healing itself. Summer days you have seen they were better, not very hot. We could hear the birds singing and their movement. We do not put efforts in the right way. If we do not put efforts in the right way, the nature retorts. It gives it back in a very cruel way, causing fear, pain, and suffering for a long time till balance is achieved. No one is spared. So let us put our right efforts. How by right awareness or right mindfulness we break these unwholesome mental habit patterns which control the climate change. Environmental awareness is required in understanding and encouraging individual and collective responsibility for solutions relating to climate change. Paying close attention in daily life can provide moments of clarity. Feel the connectedness with the nature. The earth supports us. We stand, sit, or lie down in a relaxed way. We are able to see because of light. When thirsty, water is there. When hungry, food is there. We are taking breaths. We are aware of the breaths. We are mindful of the breaths. Air is there. Green forest land of the earth can be compared to the lungs of human. May there be no air pollution. May the difference between mindful consumption and mindless consumption be known. Right mindfulness make us aware of the present conditions to enable us to act accordingly. How by right concentration we break these unwholesome mental habit patterns which contribute to climate change. This is to focus all our faculties and energies onto one physical or mental goal of tackling climate change to achieve the results physically and to a certain deeper extent to achieve mental peace. This focus brings climate change control physically, and our minds will be filled with Brahma Viharas, Maitri, that is loving kindness, Karuna, that is compassion, Mudita, that is appreciative joy, and Upeksha, that is equanimity. The space in our hearts filled with limitless aspirations for wealth, power, and immoral pleasures. Let us limit the space of aspirations and give some space to these Brahma Viharas. The heart gladdens. The Mother Nature gladdens. How to break these unwholesome mental habit patterns which contribute to climate change at the subtlest levels, that is at root levels of the mind by wisdom, by right thoughts and right understanding. We break these unwholesome mental habit patterns at the subtlest levels, that is at the root levels of the mind. Right thoughts, by right thoughts of unselfishness, by right thoughts of non-violence, by right thoughts of no hatredness. right understanding. Yet the root levels, the real causes of climate change are greed, hatred, and ignorance. As per Tripitaka, Dekha Nikaya, the Buddha said in Aganya Sutta that the root causes for the unwholesome mental states of beings are greed, hatred, laziness, passion, and desires, which are bringing the degrading changes in the environment and the earth. The Buddha actually delivered this Aganya Sutta to explain about the human origins. Some features are in contradiction to existing scientific theories. But of course, spirituality leads science. As per Paticca Samuppada, the Buddha said, ignorance is the base for all these factors. To understand this, one has to observe and perceive the true nature of mind and matter, nama rupa, phenomena. This observation and perception of the true nature of mind and matter, nama rupa, will lead to development of wisdom at subtlest levels. This observation and perception of the true nature of mind and matter, Namarupa phenomena, is called Vipassana. In Sanskrit, it's called Vipassana. This can be practiced by observing the nature of physical sensations on the body, where the sensations act as medium to understand the natural phenomena of mind and matter, Namarupa. This understanding thus leads to wisdom, cuts the roots of greed, hatred, and ignorance. The three factors discussed in ethics, those are right speech, right actions, right livelihood. The three factors discussed in mental discipline, right effort, right awareness, right concentration. And the two factors discussed in wisdom, right thought and right understanding, totally constitute as 8 factors. These are the factors of the Noble Eightfold Path as taught by the Buddha. One has to live introverted way or extroverted way as per the Noble Eightfold Path to tackle this climate change. There may be many dharmic methods to deal with mind and matter and control climate changes physically and mentally. Practice of Vipassana meditation is one way and one of the best ways. Vipassana meditation breaks down the unwholesome mental habit patterns and brings wholesome mental habit patterns. We are performing mass unwholesome karmas because of greed, hatred, and ignorance. That is the reason for this climate change. We have to perform mass wholesome karmas to stop this unhealthy climate change and reverse to healthy climate change. When the unwholesome mental habit patterns are broken down, wholesome chittas will arise. Wholesome chittas will find solutions for the ailing planet. Because of interdependence between Mother Nature and human behavior, Brahma Viharas and Vipassana meditation practice of Noble Eightfold Path will invoke thoughts, actions to protect this Mother Nature. Reduction and removal of greed, hatred, ignorance, and a deep understanding of the and a deep understanding of the interconnectedness to nature will lead to pro-environmental behavior. This is how we live thermically. This is how we live thermically to act on this climate emergency, the climate crisis, which is threatening us with food, water scarcity, increased flooding, extreme heat waves. More disease and economic loss. We all have to be generous to contribute towards tackling this global crisis. The approach has to be very balanced. The balance between economic gains and the healthy nature. But practically, is it possible to stop this climate change and reverse the process physically by consensus and collective action? Is it possible to develop mental discipline for tackling climate change? Is it possible to eradicate greed, hatred, and ignorance to tackle this climate change at root level? But we need a sense of direction to move ahead, face it, struggle, and fight to meet our right goals. This is the right sense of direction. Thus, I conclude that by practicing Noble Eightfold Path, introverted way, that is meditative way, and extroverted way, that is worldly way, we can face and come over all conditions. Thank you to CZR and Nishant and Vikas, all panelists and participants. Over to the host.